Hello, here's another video on the Zeppelin bend and the Zeppelin loop. The Zeppelin bend is a knot that you use to join two ropes, and the Zeppelin loop is based on that. So when you get to understand what the Zeppelin bend looks like, or what the finished knot should look like, then it may be easier to tie the Zeppelin loop. I'm doing this again because the first video, it seems that perhaps the contrast between the rope and the background wasn't good for some people's screens or systems. So anyway, the rope, and this is how I tie it. There's more than one way, I'm sure, but this is how I tie it. I remember it. So I make a clockwise circle with the rope in my left hand, and the tail goes underneath. So there's the clockwise circle, the tail underneath. And then in the right hand, I make another clockwise circle, but the tail goes on top. And the one with the tail on top goes on top. And then you bring up the tail from underneath and it goes down through both loops. And the tail on top goes right round through from underneath and out through the top. You then pull this tight and you get the nice Zeppelin bend. When it's done with two different ropes, it may not look quite as symmetrical or as neat, but you can see the tails come out on opposite sides, virtually parallel, and the main parts come out on opposite ends, quite parallel. Now when you're tying the Zeppelin loop, you've got to remember how you tied the bend. So I'll do it with this left-hand rope. So once again, I'll start off as before, with the tail coming up, the tail going round in a circle, and then ending up underneath the main part of the rope. And just like before, the underside tail goes down through the top, but then you've got to imagine the tail is the main part of the other rope that's joining on. So it would follow the existing loop. It's still going around clockwise. The tail stays on top, but it goes around underneath and then passes up through both loops. You then pull this tight and you've got the familiar appearance of the Zeppelin knot. Now this part of the loop you've got to think of really as the equivalent of the main part of the other joined rope in the bend. So they come out opposite, and then you call this one the tail, and these tails come out opposite. I use this not because I like it, and also because I have observed bowlines, a bowline is a wonderful knot to make a loop, but I have seen them shake loose when the rope is stiff and slippery and when there's no constant load on the rope, and they shake around. Anyway, there you have it. Hope it helps.